Have you ever looked in the mirror and thought, I don't even recognize myself anymore? Maybe your hair isn't what it used to be. Maybe it's thinner, flatter, and no matter what you do, it just won't cooperate. If that hits close to home, I want you to know something. You're not alone. And more importantly, this isn't the end of your beauty. In fact, it might be the beginning of something even better. Too often we're taught to see thinning hair as a flaw, something to cover up, hide, or feel ashamed of. But what if I told you that thinning hair isn't your enemy? It's not something to fix or fight. It's something to understand, to work with, and even to celebrate. In this video, we're going to rethink everything you've been told about your hair. Not just how to style it, but how to see it differently. Because you don't need to chase the hair you had at 20. You need the confidence and style that reflects who you are now. A woman with experience, elegance, and a presence that deserves to be seen. So if you're tired of feeling invisible or frustrated with your hair, stay with me. We're about to change the way you think about beauty, starting with what's right on top of your head. Part 1. Rethinking Beauty. A new mindset for a new chapter for most of our lives. We've been told that beauty looks a certain way. Youthful, effortless, thick, shiny hair flowing down our backs. And when our hair starts to thin, when the texture changes, or when gray begins to peek through, it's easy to feel like we're losing something, like we're fading. But the truth is, we're not fading. We're evolving. The problem isn't your hair. Beautiful hair is supposed to look like... The beauty industry has spent decades convincing us that anything less than full, voluminous hair needs fixing. That message doesn't serve you anymore. You're not who you were at 25. And that's a beautiful thing. This chapter of your life deserves its own definition of beauty. One that embraces intention, not illusion. One that honors where you are now, not where you used to be. You don't need to look younger. You need to look like the most confident, polished version of yourself today. That shift in mindset changes everything. Because when you stop hiding and start styling with purpose, your hair becomes a statement, not a struggle. Part 2. The strategic cut. Why less length means more style. Let's talk about the biggest mistake most women make when their hair starts to thin. They keep it long, hoping it will somehow make them look younger or more feminine. But here's the hard truth. Long, thin hair tends to drag your features down, emphasize your scalp, and make your hair look even thinner than it actually is. The solution isn't just cutting it short. It's cutting it smart. The goal isn't to follow trends. It's to frame your face in a way that lifts your look and gives your hair movement. For most women with thinning hair, the ideal length falls somewhere between the chin and the shoulders. But it's not just about length. It's about the shape. Skip the shape. Skip the heavy blunt ends or overly layered cuts. What you want is soft, blended layering, something that creates natural volume and gives the illusion of fullness without looking choppy. A few strategically placed face framing layers can work wonders. They lift the crown, draw attention to your eyes, and make your entire face look more vibrant. The right haircut doesn't try to hide thin hair. It brings out the best in it. And when your cut works with your hair instead of against it, everything else becomes easier. From styling to confidence. Part 3. Color with purpose. Dimension over distraction. Color can be one of your most powerful tools if you use it the right way, but many women fall into one of two traps. They either go too dark trying to add richness, or too light hoping to add richness, or too light, soften the look. Both can actually make thinning hair more noticeable. Here's why. When your hair color contrasts too sharply with your scalp, it highlights the areas where hair is sparse. Think about it. Dark hair against light skin, or very light hair against a deeper scalp tone, draws the eye exactly where you don't want it to go. Instead, stay within 2 shades of your natural color and focus on adding dimension. not drama. Subtle highlights and lowlights create depth, making the hair appear fuller without looking fake. Techniques like balayage, color melting, or root smudging help blend in grays or new growth without harsh lines or constant upkeep. And if you're embracing your gray, which can be absolutely stunning, consider adding soft lowlights in your original tone to bring life and texture back into your look. Gray doesn't have to mean dull. With the right dimension, it becomes elegant, refined, and uniquely yours. The right color doesn't scream for attention. It whispers confidence. Part 4. Styling for lift, not volume. The new rules for thin hair. If you grew up believing that more volume equals better hair, you're not alone. For decades, we were taught to tease, spray, and overload our hair with product in the name of fullness. But thin, mature hair doesn't play by those old rules. And it shouldn't have to. The goal isn't volume. It's lift and movement, two things that create the appearance of vitality without weighing your hair down or making it look overworked. Volume tries to fake density. Lift enhances what you already have. Start with damp, not soaking wet hair. Apply a lightweight volumizer only at the roots, using a small amount. More product doesn't mean better results. It just adds weight. Blow dry your hair in small sections, lifting it at the root with a round brush and directing airflow upward. And here's the secret that most people skip: let each section cool completely before you move on. That's what locks in the lift. Avoid curling under or overstyling the ends. Instead, aim for a soft bend or natural movement. It makes the style look effortless and modern, not stiff or overly done. When you shift from fighting your hair's texture to working with it, you'll be amazed at how much better it behaves and how much better you feel. Part 5. Finishing touches. Elegance in the details. This is where everything comes together. The right cut and color lay the foundation, but the way you finish your style determines how long it lasts and how natural it looks. Let's start with looks. Most women spray it over their entire head, but that just weighs everything down and makes the hair stiff. Instead, lift small sections at the crown and apply a light mist just at the roots. That locks in lift without flattening. Rest of your hair. Next. Texture. Thin hair often lacks separation and movement, so a touch of texture is your best friend. But here's the trick. Don't spray it directly onto your hair. Spray it into your hands. Rub them together and gently together. Scrunch the mid-lengths and ends. This creates a soft, natural shape that moves with you, instead of looking overly fixed. And for touch-ups throughout the day, ditch the brush. Brushing thin hair repeatedly just flattens it. Travel size texturizing spray and use your fingertips to revive lift and definition. Your hands are your most powerful styling tool. It's not about perfection. It's about perception. It's about presence. These subtle techniques show intention. And intention is always more powerful than excess. Part 6. The real transformation. From hiding to owning it, let's be honest. This journey isn't just about hair. It's about how you feel when you walk into a room. It's about how you see yourself when no one else is looking. For too long, women have been told to chase youth, to erase signs of aging, to shrink themselves the moment they begin to change. But we're rewriting that script. Thinning hair doesn't make you less beautiful. It makes you human. And when you stop trying to hide it, and instead learn to style it with grace and confidence, it becomes a signature, not a flaw. Think about the women you admire most. Are they beautiful because of perfect hair, or because of how they carry themselves, how they show up in the world without apology. That same power is in you, right now, exactly as you are. This is not about turning back the clock. It's about stepping fully into who you've become, with intention, style, and self-respect. Your hair is just one part of your presence, but when you work with it, not against it, it becomes a reflection of your wisdom, strength, and quiet elegance. So the next time you look in the mirror, don't search for who you used to be. See the woman you are now. She deserves to be seen. And she deserves to shine. If what we've talked about today resonated with you, if it reminded you of your worth, your beauty, or simply gave you hope for that next good hair day, I want to invite you to stay connected. Subscribe to this channel for more real, honest, and empowering conversations about aging, style, and self-respect. We're building a community of women who are done with disappearing and ready to take up space again, not with loudness, but with grace. And if there was one moment in this video that made you feel seen, even for a second, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. Because your story matters here. You matter here, remember. Your hair doesn't have to be thick to be beautiful. It just has to be yours. Styled with intention, owned with confidence, and worn by a woman who knows exactly who she is. Until next time, take care of yourself. Walk tall, and never forget, your beauty was never tied to your hair. It's tied to your spirit,